Like, all right, there we go. Okay. So, good afternoon. It's not morning, it's afternoon. Yay. Okay. I got it right. So, welcome to my stream. I'm season 95, aka Summer. And I'm changing it up. Yes, I am. Usually we're playing games and all that stuff. And today I decided to change it up because I have something heavily weighing on my heart and my mind. And I don't want that there yet. I'll put this there and I'll open that tab. So I have something heavy weighing on my mind. Basically, I went through some bull crap yesterday, and actually bullshit. I'm gonna say it. I went through some shit yesterday, and it's holiday time, and it's Thanksgiving. We got Thanksgiving coming up. We got Christmas coming up, and this is around the time where families supposed to be getting together and have fun time and doing all this wonderful family stuff. Um, then there's some families out there that really don't have families like that where they can go be with their supposed loved ones and feel comfortable enough to enjoy their time. You know, um, mostly it's a lot of like I see it in my husband's family. He's white. They have issues too, and I'm like, oh wow, I never expected this white family to have similar issues like how we have, where family don't want to be bothered with each other and other people just have these, issues. But the difference is they actually acknowledge, mental health. They acknowledge it. So they try to give each other their space and that. And even still, they all show up to, the gatherings or whatnot. Difference with my family is, though, it's not. You can't all get together because there's always one son of a fuck shit who's got to do some fuck shit and it ends up drastically hurting another person. So, after what I went through yesterday and basically what I had gone through personally without my family, I went through with my gaming family. I'm a little bit better now, but my family don't know because they don't fucking care, and yeah, they don't care. So, a little refresher. Hold on. I can't talk with this, just nothing saying in the. I need something. Oh wow, that's cool. um, so basically, let me turn this down. I don't know how loud it is. Wait, turn my mic up, but turn the music down. So about was it 2017? I dated this guy who was a narcissist, and I tried to find the audio because I remember I would record our conversations because I sometimes I wasn't sure I was actually hearing what I was hearing when he would say stuff, and I would have to play it back to myself like, did he really just say that? Am I stupid? And one of the recordings he said, he was like, when we broke up and he was like, he needed a break. And then he was like, I don't know if I'm coming back, but don't date anybody. You could date any black guys, but no white guy. Because he was white himself. You can't have any no kids. And you can and I'll think about if I'll come back, but I don't know if I'm gonna come back next month or 5 years or 35 years from now. But within that time, you need not have done this, this, that, and the other. And I took that recording and I played it to my therapist. And I said, this motherfucker, he's manipulating me. And I've been falling for it this whole entire time. To the extent of he never wanted to be in a relationship anyway. And we were together for like 5.5 years. He never wanted to be in a relationship from the start. I forced him into a relationship. But it's just like this guy really fucked my head up. And so for like a whole year, he was like playing with the we'll get together. We're not going to get together. Like, it was weird. It was so weird. It's like it's so hard to explain and to put into words how bad somebody can like get into your fucking head and just like have you question what they say, have you question how you're processing things, have you question like, well, did I do that? That's not what I don't recall. What? You know, um, we got together in 2013, and in 2014 he got arrested and he ended up in jail from like March till the middle or towards the end of August. In September, I threw him this big, huge party that combined everybody's birthdays that he had missed. And we had, me and the kids, we threw a fundraiser to get the monies up that was needed to help him, like to pay the fines or whatnot that were needed to help him get home. And mind you, he was in jail in New Jersey. I won't be saying that again because that state is no longer in my brain. I blew that state up. But that's where he was arrested at. So we did all this stuff. And then in October, he's like, I don't think I want to be in this relationship anymore. And he's upstairs saying stuff to his friend who lives with us. And I'm like, what? After everything that we like, what? Like, you could have stayed. And then here, like, there was the signs were there. I wasn't listening. I wasn't paying attention. Like, and like I said, he left in 2017. And the relationship really wasn't healthy. I'll get to the gritty later. I just want to touch off the cap. So 2017, he leaves, but he's still around. He's still floating through back and forth. I can't date anybody because I'm so stuck on him. I'm still stuck in love with him and everything. And it was just like really fucked up. And in 2018, he it like the realization in the relationship and like just his poison just in my head and in my brain, I decided that I did not longer want to be here. And I called up a friend, asked her if she could take the boys for a couple of days. And I sent my sons off to somebody who they call their aunt. We no longer speak because she continues to speak to this person, my ex, as well. And I found out that she was still visiting and talking to him, all the while talking shit about him to me. So she's no longer a friend. I cut her off. But while my sons were at her house, I was ignoring my friends blowing me up constantly. And I made plans to go to this hotel, which is known for unalivings. And I was going to go there and go do what I have failed unsuccessfully many times. I failed so many times. And I was going to make sure that I didn't fail this time. So that never happened because my sons kept calling me over and over and over and over again. The house is dirty. There's no food here. So go clean it. Help out. There's maggots. Mom, why won't you come and get us? I end up going to go pick them up and bring them home. And I contacted my therapist and I said I need to be seen. And no one will take me. So that was another thing. I had to figure it out myself. I had to get myself together myself because I couldn't go to therapy. Nobody was trying to take me. I was getting the, oh, you just want to be want a vacation from being a mom. No, but if I was to actually go through the act, then y'all want to take me. But when I'm walking in the door saying I've already taken the steps to do this and I just, need help. So like it was really rough. I went to 2 different facilities. So what happened is my therapist put me on a 2-week, twice a week therapy session with her. And if I was to miss any of the sessions, she was going to send out for me. So I had that. I had my gamer friends. At the time, Blue Flame would come in the door every day. Because we never left, we never locked the door. So this was the house of because it's not no more. The door is always open. Now we keep the door locked. But that, and then just engulfing myself into my gaming, into Twitch. Just, I think then I was streaming every day, almost. I think this is before I even had a schedule, and I was playing 7 Days to Die at the time, building my stuff. So it took a lot of time. I stopped communicating with my ex. I ended up changing my number. Yeah, I think I changed my number in 2019 or 18. I just, no contact. And eventually I just started feeling better. Still, like even now I'm still healing. Like the effects of that relationship are still there. But yeah, so over time, now backtrack. In 2016, no, not 2016, 2015, ended up pregnant. And my ex was an ex-heroin addict. And I don't know how accurate this is, but whenever he would smoke marijuana, whenever he would smoke weed, or we would take acid or X pill, stuff like that, he would like go crazy. Especially if he did K2, he would go crazy. And in the beginning, I'm like, oh my God, he's going to die. So I would like do everything to try to make sure he was okay. He would bash his head. He would fight me or go try to fight my kids or whatnot. So, or like if we're in the car, he would hang out the car and do things to like, kind of like where I would be scared for our lives. Like we're going to die in a car accident because he's tripping out off of whatever he's tripping off on. Later, I found out that was a form of manipulation, and he was faking it because how are you tripping out as probably like completely out of your mind, but you can remember every fucking single thing that you do? That doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. But during his one of his K2 episodes, I was pregnant and he wigged out, freaked out, tried to attack my youngest son. And I jumped over the couch, got in front of him, and I ended up getting hit and, trying to push him down and everything. And that now, mind you, this is all going before it clicked in my head. This motherfucker's been faking and playing fucking mind games and shit. So I had my appointment that Friday. This happened that Tuesday. And I just looked on the calendar. So basically, either that Thursday or Friday, we had to go to the doctor's appointment and got my ultrasound. And my baby had no heartbeat. The Friday before, she had a heartbeat. This appointment, she didn't have a heartbeat. So I had to get a DNC, and we had a name picked out. Well, I had a name picked out because I said if even the kids already knew that if I was going to have another baby, that her name was. Hold on. Okay, that if we had another baby, her name was going to be River, and it was going to be Riverland because we took my best friend Shannon's name, her middle name, which was Lynn, and we swapped the letters so it would be Ryver, Lynn. And I really didn't believe it. So, and the look on his face was just like stone cold, just like no emotion at all. And I was like, they set the appointment for DNC, and I was like, I want a second opinion because I just heard her heartbeat the week before. So, went to the next appointment, and it was confirmed that I was no longer pregnant. And I had my DNC. He disappears, leaves wherever the fuck he decides to go. He was gone for a couple days. So I dealt with this loss by myself. I think he had like some friends staying here at the time. One of his friends, because they ended up passing away a couple months later. But him and his girl were there, and he just wouldn't come back. And like I still have River's ultrasound and stuff. So that was in 2015. So at the time I was in 2014, October 2014, my brother died unsuspectedly. Nobody had told me that my brother had died. Ooh. And then my grandmother died in April 2015. And then I lose River in December of 2015. So like everything, it's just a lot that was going on at that time. And I got to drinking really, really heavy. Really heavy. By the time I actually quit in September 2016, I was at a box of wine a day. So, hey sis. So, I quit drinking. And for me, I was trying to build myself up to leave this relationship because I had seen, like, there was just too much that I had seen. I felt like he was messing with the neighbor and just the way that they were and just treating, and just like ever since he had got home in October, his whole way had changed. You know, and fast forward to 2017, leading up until 2018, where he's like denying the fact that I was pregnant, denying the fact that he had fathered the father of my pregnancy. Even like, what day was it? 2017. All right, so this is all right. So he has I call it, a hands thing. He masturbates. He's addicted to masturbating. There, pow, puh. But you rather masturbate than have sex with me. And at the time, I wasn't even this built. I was smaller. But I remember going into the room because I had came across River's ultrasound, and I had realized this was like June, July-ish sometime, that it was roughly about where she would have been born. Like, it was coming up on her either born time or something. Something that was around that time. And I go in the room right after I had left and was trying to initiate something with him to walk back in the room, and you're fucking yourself. And I was like, I need you to leave for a while. Pow, he leaves. Then we reconciled a couple weeks later. And because I wouldn't let his friend stay, and I kicked his friend out because, like, why the fuck are people always, like, he always had somebody fucking staying with me. Always, like, always. None of these people paid fucking rent. You're eating my fucking kids' food. I'm pretty sure my boys were just like, we got to deal with it because that's mom, and these are people that she's just fucking bringing in the house. But he ended up walking out because I wouldn't let his friend stay in my house anymore. I told you don't use my address. You use my address anyway. Pack your shit, get the fuck out my house. So that was the last time we were in a relationship. And I don't know. Sometimes I think I'm more upset. I was upset more because he left and I didn't break up with him first. Like I said, the way he finagled shit was so fucking crazy. Like, I was, right before I was in a relationship with him, I was in a relationship with a narcissist. This motherfucker had me cutting off my friends, had me cutting off my mother, fighting with my daughter to where she ended up leaving. Like, you couldn't tell me nothing. The sky was purple, and if you told me the sky was blue, bitch, you're a lie. The sky's fucking purple because he told me the sky was purple. Like, so I didn't think that I would get back into another situation like that, and I did. And it just happened to be worse or the same. I don't know, like a different form of gaslighting and narcissism and just, ugh. So going back to 2018, I have my circle of friends. I'm going to therapy like I should. I'm getting my focus back. Tried a second go round with somebody that I was trying to originally, date in at the end of 2017, and realized, no, this motherfucker got problems too. So I just cut everything completely off and just stayed to myself with gaming and my friends and my kids, and gaming and my friends and my kids, and just that's how it was up until 2020, when lo and behold, my husband comes in, which I had to ask for permission to make sure that I wasn't getting myself caught up in some bullshit again. And that's where Splat comes in. And now I'm married and plow. Okay. So we're going to fast forward to where I'm supposed to be this happily married woman with my husband, which I am. I love my husband. I'm happy. I'm glad we were together. My ex's mail keeps coming to my house. I've already asked him once to change his information. And whenever he gets arrested, these lawyer letters come into the mail. Hey, you got a DUI, contact so-and-so law officer, whatever. So I contacted him back recently, like, hey, your mail is still coming here. And he's like, I changed everything, and blocks me. Shortly after that, my brother contacts me. My brother contacts me to ask me. So me and my brother had a rap group called Suicide Squad. And yes, at the time, I wanted, go look for, we need like an Eminem rapper, like this crazy, we need a crazy white guy, type thing. And that's where my ex came into play. He can't rap. I mean, people say I can't, I'm not good with delivery. That's because I'm a poet, so leave me the fuck alone. But he can't rap at all. So, and my ex is my brother's friend. So, remembering that my family didn't know anything because, I'm not talking to them. They're not talking to me. They don't respect me, and, fuck them. We just started talking to my brother in August. My brother contacts me a couple weeks ago and says, can I remove you off of the track, one of our tracks, Nightmare, and put him on it, and you can record the music video? No. Well, can I ask you why? Because I paid for everything. That's my song. I paid for that. I paid for the beats. I paid for our session. Those are mine. Okay. So I don't think nothing else of it. So we have a family Thanksgiving gathering that's this Saturday. And this is when it gets good. This right here, sit back, guys, because the title of the stream is, what is the title of the stream? Hold on, Mental and Emotional Abuse Surviving a Narcissist. Okay, that's the name of this. Okay, let me tell you something. So, I'm trying to call my it's going stressful. This past week has been stressful because with my mom, she's a perfectionist. She wants everything to be perfect and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. She's not even fucking in charge. She's about to be sitting her old ass the fuck down over in the corner like our granny used to do, while we, the children, like how when granny was alive, her children, ran everything. And all granny was supposed to do was sit over in the corner and listen to her music. Whatever music she wanted to listen to, that's what she got to listen to. Whatever movie she wanted to listen to, that's what she did. Granny did absolutely nothing. Granny didn't even have to cook. My mom's fussing because she got to cook. But look, you can still cook. You're not 80, you're 60. So you're cooking our 3 favorite meals: turkey, yams, and potato salad. Pow. That's it. You're not supposed to be interfering and asking any other questions. You're getting yourself worked up. So I'm dealing with her shit over the past week. Yesterday, we were supposed to take the turkey to her. We had court for when the kids stole my car. Or tried to steal my car in July. And she's not answering her phone. This is how my mom is. She tells you to do something, then she'll want to answer the phone. Or she'll double book like she did yesterday. She goes to the movies every Tuesday. So I'm trying to call her, not getting her. So I'll contact my brother. Where's mom? Can't find her. Then he says to me, He has invited people to the Thanksgiving thingy. Really? Let me guess. Is it this certain person? Does it matter? Did you invite this person? I mean, does it even matter? You did, didn't you? How do you even know? What makes you think that? Because I'm not fucking stupid. You just asked me a couple weeks ago about removing them. So, duh. I mean, put two and two to fucking together. You're hanging with this person. Well, I don't see what it matters if they're coming or well, no. He's like, yeah. All he has is his sister. He doesn't have any family. This is not and the other. Rewinding again. So, in the midst of us splitting up, since I think around since in 2017, somewhere along the line, he ended up getting with a girl that he's with now, and he has two sons. His eldest son, he named Kobe River. Let's rewind that back some more. River, Ryver. Yes, the same river of the child that he denied that I was ever pregnant with. That river. You stole my baby's name. And I'm pretty sure there were people out there like, it's just a name. This is not. But y'all were, y'all shared the name. No, you stole my child's name because that name belonged to my child who passed. That name was a name that was planned long before we even got together. Like, my kids knew that name. Like, if we ever have another little sister, her name is going to be River. So this narcissistic piece of shit named his child our child's name. Fast forwarding back to yesterday. So, my brother's going, saying what he needs to say. I don't understand what the problem is. You're happily married. You have your husband. He keeps you happy. You got kids. This, that, and the other. I don't see what the fucking problem is. And I'm like, first off, you have no fucking clue what this man has put me through. The PTSD that, and I started to tell, and then I bit my fucking tongue because, like I started off in the beginning saying, Black families, when it comes to your mental health, they don't fucking care. A lot of Black families, I ain't going to say all, but a lot, they don't fucking care. So he tosses in, my husband, he stands up, he's like, we're not going. And I'm like, well, my husband says we're not going. Oh, because your husband says that you're not going to go. But yet when my wife, first and foremost, my brother's not married. Okay. Unless he got married in a different state, he's not married. And I can pull up all the marriage license. If you had a marriage license, I can see it. If you had a marriage license and you got, your marriage certificate, I can see all that stuff. I'm a paralegal. I know how to find the shit. My brother's not married. He is 11 years with his girlfriend, the mother of his child. They wear fake rings like they're married. They're not married. They have not been married. And Pennsylvania no longer counts common law marriages up until I think before 2012, and you would have had to either have been filing taxes, living as, where the last, sharing the last name, this, that, and the other on bills and all that stuff. Okay. If it was before that time, you're still considered. But he doesn't have neither. So he hangs up on me because I say, that's not even your wife. He hangs up. Now, I was in the middle of messaging my mom, when do you want this turkey? Because it's our turkey. When do you want this turkey? And I ended up just deleting all of that. I deleted all of that. That's when I sent her. Where's it at? Nope, not that, not that, not that, not that, not that. This. Wait. Nope, not that. Why is that there? Hold on a minute. Oh, here it goes. This one. Unfortunately, due to Robin inviting my ex and his family, which is Robin's friend, Jeff said we will not be attending. Basically, we will not be attending. All right. So I'm freaking the fuck out. And who do I call? I call Splat. And I'm freaking out. And I'm telling her, I'm giving her the rundown of everything. I already had a rough day yesterday. Anxiety's through the fucking roof. Anyone can get it type of mood. You know, I'm yelling at my husband because his anxiety's going up. And two people with their anxieties like straight up is just not good. You know, I'm on medication. He's not. Like, it's just fucking crazy. So, you know, I go into the group and talk with my friends, and, you know, you're giving good advice. You know, fuck her, this is that and the other. Fuck them, don't go, blah, 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 blah. You're 100% right. So, the words, and I'm telling them, like, this isn't going to go right. She's not going to listen, because my mother never fucking listens. It's her way or the highway. She doesn't give a fuck. And as you can see, as you're reading, she responds. I sent my message around like 1. So when she sends her message, she has came out of the movie theater. Like I said, she double booked. Okay, so we wouldn't have been able to take the turkey to her any fucking way yesterday because I have one fucking card. Here she goes. Yes, y'all will. Can we just say, she basically said, fuck you. You're going to do what I tell you to do, and I told you you're coming. So then she sends the next message like 5 minutes later. Hey, how big is the turkey? Did you not read my message? Did you not see that I said I'm not going? Oh. So then she sends the following text. I want to know how big is the turkey that you're going to have me cook, because I'm still ignoring her. And then we have a family chat where she messages in and does her fucking woe with me shit. Well, guess I got to buy a turkey now. Now, I'm predicting a lot of stuff that's going to happen at this point because my mom, and talking about it and really thinking about it and it processing correctly. My mother is a fucking narcissist. I grew up with a narcissist. This woman who has traumatized my life and has done a lot of stuff to me abusively. I'm the oldest of 4. None of my siblings were ever treated the way I was treated. I have a different father than them. Her last 3 are to her husband, ex-husband. And me and my dad were really, really close up until they got divorced. I can't talk to my mom about any of this stuff. She will only listen. Like last week, I had a moment of clarity talking to my son about, you know, us parents, you know, children we've gone through where we hate our parents and, you know, we think we know better than them, this is that and the other. And at the end of the day, the parent that is most there for you, we treat like shit. And yes, I've called my mother out of her name. She's been fucking bitches and shut the fuck up and I can't fucking stand you. And me saying these things as adults over the phone or in text message, never to her face because I'm not stupid. But, you know, I had a moment last week where I did apologize to my mom for the things that I did to her. Because yes, whenever I was out in the street and I'm fighting or doing some dumb shit and I get arrested and I pick up the phone and call her, she was there. Mom, I need you to come and grab my car right now. I just did this, that, and the other. Where is that? And she would go get my car. You know, things of that nature. So she has some good qualities, but the trauma aspect of it is not good. And this right here, this text is part of that trauma where she doesn't fucking care. So fast forward to after this, because I'm debating, I'm like, okay, she's either going to have my aunt call me to get me to come because we follow the matriarch. So if my granny was still alive, my mother would have had my granny call me. And if granny had said, Summer, you're coming, I would have had no choice but to go because that's my granny. And granny said, and I need to be there. So I'm contemplating like, okay, she's probably going to have my aunt call because once granny passed, my aunt is now in charge. Even though she doesn't act like she's in charge, my mother acts like she's in charge because my aunt, she's going through the whole bunch of private things I don't need to get into, but she's not responsible enough to maintain being charged. But no, somebody else contacts me. This here, hold on, why? I'm missing one. I'll open it in a minute. This is, he is my brother from my dad's cousin. But he's still like a friend of the family. You know, he's the one who recorded Nightmare and produced a lot of our other stuff. Okay. He's the producer. Okay. And I get this in my messenger. I expect to see you at mom's on Saturday. I would like to meet your husband and see the kids. I'm not going. They invited my ex and his family. I hope they didn't put you up to this. We are not going. I will not be forced to be around my abuser. You are more than welcome to come over my house Thanksgiving Day. What do you say? Hold on. I missed one. Where's it at? Hold on. Hold on. It's this one. Yeah, please don't be petty. You have a whole husband and a beautiful family. I don't know what happened between you guys, but I would love to see the whole family together. It would be a blessing. Being petty, my mental and emotional health is petty. Not wanting to be around my abuser is petty. I'm cool, but good to know that they had you contact me. No, I am not going. And hold on, where's it at? This one. No, it's not petty for you to feel that way. I respect that. He's not coming. So plan to be there. I promise he's not coming if I have to tell him myself. I love you. You are my family. Your family is my family. I say, I love you as well. And then my sister is calling me and he's like, answer the phone. So I answered the phone. It's him, my sister, and my brother and his girlfriend. Girlfriend, not wife. And they're trying to convince me that he's not going to be there if he does show this, that, and other is going to happen, blah, 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 blah. I'm an overthinker. I am an over fucking thinker. And these thoughts are running through my brain. Why is he there? Who brought him there? I know my sister's not really talking to him because my sister used to pork him and she has a dude. Why is he there? And then I start thinking back to when my brother asked me about the music. He's trying to get the recordings It's a trap. My brain immediately goes to it's a trap. Talk to my friends and everything. It's a trap. They're telling me not to overthink it. It's a trap. It's a trap. I got off the phone with them. It's a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap. I'm not going. Even given to the fact that I still haven't heard from my mother. So basically, like she does, she sends, as she considers, the dogs out to come for me. Me and my family, will not be attending Saturday's function that I planned, that my husband paid for. We will not be attending. And this is why we are having this stream today. Because I want this to be an empowerment stream because I'm tired. The feeling of not being heard, not being taken serious, my sister telling me to calm down, they're all hee hee ha ha and laughing and like it's fucking funny, like I'm just overreacting. And even as I'm telling them why and the things, and like they're just calm down, calm down. First and foremost, let me explain something to people, and I do it. I do it, but there's like, what is it? I got to find another word besides calm down. There has to be another word besides calm down, because when you tell somebody who's anxious or panicked or stressing to calm the fuck down, the automatic response is, I am calm. You're not listening. Oh, just calm down. Just calm down. Stop telling me to calm down. So there's got to be another word, a more respectful word besides calm down. Because telling somebody to calm down does not make them calm down. It pisses us the fuck off. Because it's like a condescending, pacifying type of phrase. Stop saying it. At least don't say it to me. And if I'm saying it to other people, I really got to stop saying it to other people, because it's literally not, don't say that word. Don't say the phrase. It's not. So I'm like, you know what? It's time. I've talked about this for 7 fucking years. Actually, 6. 6 years about doing a mental and emotional abuse stream. So here the fuck we are. So if you are a subject of mental abuse or emotional abuse and you want to share your story, comments are open. If you're not sure if you're going through mental abuse and emotional abuse, I have videos that we can watch. We're going to get to the bottom of this, because I am so sick. That narcissistic behavior. My mother's a narcissist. My ex was a narcissist. 2 of my exes were narcissists. And it's not like each of us do have a small bit of narcissism within us, but when it becomes what you call it, where it's your actual personality, that's where it's a problem. And just getting to know and pay attention to the fucking signs when you're being gaslit. And gaslit is basically where somebody, like I said, the one guy, convincing you that the sky is purple when in fact it's fucking blue. The clouds are green. No, they're white. No, they're green. Oh, you're right. They are green. The heck was I thinking? Gaslighting. So we're going to go on some of these videos. Please work with me. Please be patient with me, because this subject is very, very sensitive. I know it's sensitive to y'all, but seriously, very sensitive to me. And I'm trying to maintain not having an anxiety attack. I haven't taken my pills yet, but I feel my body tensing and everything. And it was suggested that I not do this stream, but I need to. I need to do this for me. And no, it's not going to make everything better. I'm not going to walk away from this, and you guys are not going to get up and walk away from this and, be able to just attack and just be over everything that has ever happened to you. No, it's not. It's not going to work like that at all. I am not a doctor. I like watching videos and trying to heal. I like hearing other people's stories. No, I am not alone. And I want you guys to know you're not alone either. I think I started off with um, this one. Holidays with narcissists are almost always, wait, no. Where is it at? Telling your friend that you're being emotionally abused. So this is like me trying to tell my family yesterday that I don't want to be around my abuser. Go back to that. Go back to that. So this is like me, like I said, trying to explain to my family yesterday. You want me to be around my abuser. This is like you're not fucking getting it, and they're like taking it like how like the other person. They're just like laughing and shrugging it off like, how are you being abused? You're not getting your ass beat. You know, you're not being screamed and yelled at verbally. He's manipulating you. He's gaslighting you. Huh? What? This is fucking abuse. It's abuse. And it's it is very damn like when you're trying to question your own brain, your own thought, your own being. Like it's 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 I have the just like the wife in this skit trying to there's no words of trying to explain to somebody else what it is you're going through. And I'm going to come back to his stuff because he has this guy Lee Hammett, he is diagnosed as a narcissistic personality disorder. So I used to watch his stuff on TikTok. His stuff helped a lot. Like at first I was watching, what's his name? That one guy who we ended up finding out he cheated on his wife, Jax or whatever. I used to watch some of his stuff. And then I found out about this guy and I just watched his stuff nonstop and seen some of the things that I was doing, the relationship that I was in, just things like this. Trying was kind of similar to trying to talk to my when I was recording my ex's conversation about I can't be with these certain people and he'll come back in the month of a year or however 35 years and blah 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 blah. Like, watch his videos. We'll go back to his stuff. I want to touch base on not that. That's not where it was. This 6 signs of emotional abuse. I do that all the time. Yep. That was very thorough for that. And I think that's why I can't find anything for mental abuse. It's psychological. So I'm gonna type that in all over again. But watching this video just got really cold because it's like a flashback of everything that I've experienced and lived through. Identifying 10 signs in a relationship. Hold on, gaslighting in a relationship. This here. Oh, this is like narcissists use this. This is like their top form of manipulation. And it's I used to call it like somebody who's like a pathological liar or however, but no, it's so hard to fucking explain. This video is for educational purposes. You're being over dramatic. Can we go back over here to this hold on. To this real quick. Where is it at? Was it here? No. Where is it at? This one. Please don't be petty. You have a whole husband. Don't be over dramatic. Yes. And then it's not petty, like trying to clean it up, like no. Absolutely not. Hold on. Gotta go back again. Gotta go back. Where's it at? Where's it at? Invalidating your feelings. Fortunately, we won't be coming. Yes, y'all will. Hey, what size is the turkey? Right there. Prime examples. After yesterday's incident, no, I didn't have clarity and I definitely felt less. The only thing that's going to make me feel whole, like I still feel the need to explain myself. I still feel the need to call my mother and tell, like, why aren't you listening? Like, but I'm not. I'm not, guys. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. But that feeling that, like, those are real feelings of how these people make you feel and think like you're wrong. You are wrong. Figure it the fuck out, get your shit together, and go make this right. This is my mother. And that's the attitude I've taken with my mom. I'm not going to get closure. I'm not going to get an apology. She's not going to acknowledge any of the shit, but she'll tell me the shit that I've done. And that's where I find the difference in with my kids, because I'm not perfect. I wasn't a perfect mom. I did traumatize my kids a lot. My trauma passed down to my kids through my actions with the trauma or whatever stuff that I was going on during that time. There's a lot of stuff that they can remember that I don't remember, and the way I explain it to them is sometimes when something was so traumatic that our brains will block that out. That doesn't mean that you didn't go through that, and I'm sorry if I can't remember it. It's just whatever was going on at that time was so bad that my brain has blocked that out. And I apologize that it affected y'all the way it did. So I do try to take accountability for the things that my kids say to me whenever they're expressing their past trauma from me. My mother, no, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. So I've definitely chose to move on from that. Why can't I do the same when it comes to my ex? This is my mom. I see her more often. I don't know. I don't know, because here I come with the excuses, like we do. We make excuses for them. I don't know. However, I'm not obligated to accept. I can forgive, but I'm not obligated to forget. And that trauma is still fresh. It's still fresh. My childhood trauma with my mom is not fresh. The way that she is still now, it's become okay. I love my mom and I want my mom in my life, because I would hate to wake up one day and she's not here. So I'll just suck it up and deal with it. And when she acts the way she is, like she's acting now, I will just step back, which she's going to be talking shit about that too. There she go, always running. Oh, she always got to run. She always got to have things her way, blah, 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 blah. this time I'm going to keep my foot down and I'm not going, like I said, and just leave it at that. Like my mother. Yep. Please, please, please make sure you guys go get therapy. I know a lot of people don't believe in therapy, but therapy believes in you. Therapy believes in you and it helps. I'm still trying to convince my husband. It helps. Um, and I wanted to watch these two videos as well. This one in particular, well, they both have, deal with gaslighting. But I really wanted to watch these two. Oh. What I'm going to do first, because that was a lot of information to process. And for me, I need to step all away for a hot second and gather myself. So I'm going to put the BRB up and you guys can go grab something to drink, share the stream and everything if you're liking the topic thus far and you're learning things from it and you want to share this information with somebody else who you feel is going through gaslighting and emotional and mental abuse and you feel like this information could help them, share the stream and let them know that this topic is being addressed. I'll be right back.
Love it. That good? All right. Thank you. Thank you. Hey. Oh, thanks. Oh, shit. Yo. Hey. Yo, this is crazy. Oh, subscribe to Slater Son and Sad Boy.
I demand more backseating from a certain someone that is married to you. I think she's doing something. I forgot what she's doing. She's doing dishes, I think.
Just step in here and put your vault suit on.
I put that on very
I'm doing wifely things like cleaning the kitchen.
Oh, you want me to talk like a female?
Pressurize you before we head deeper in the fall. Just relax.
Time for a whole new life.
Yeah. Goodbye, honey.
Occupant vitals.
Is that female enough for you?
Normal.
Goodbye, honey. I shall see you on the other side.
5, 4, 3.
Splat said, chill out.
On me. This is on y'all. This is on y'all. Mr. CC! I take that back.
Does this look like the goddamn Harbinger Motel to you?
Every little movement, every little thing you do.
Oh, reverse friendly fire has been activated for 7 pillows.
Initiate team kill? Yes! Kill him! Kill him!
Dude, I don't know any other spots in this place.
I'm literally checking every room, so I don't. That guy still has
I didn't think that was your bullet fire for a second.
To shoot my dead body?
Got a lot of blood.
I'm just gonna lay these after they're seasoned up like that. I got the tails still on them. I lost one there. That one must have broke off in the roll.
Shit. Nah, he had a secondary, I didn't. Well, I killed your friend, so fuck you. That sucked.
Was my man doing basketball or something?
Maintenance announcement. Automated snack machines need restocking manually.
Besides, I'll get in trouble. Ow! You stabbed me!
Yeah, fucking hurts, don't it?
I ain't never been stabbed before.
Leave me alone.
Ow, it really hurts.
And hopefully not bring company. Go away. Go away. Go away. Go away. Go away. No, go away.
You know, that's so dumb, dude. That I could fucking literally aim through this part, a brick, and it doesn't go through it. I don't care, I got my kill! Thanks for that lyric, X. Are you on, man? I will.
Oh! Oh my god, I need somebody to clip that. Oh, I need somebody to clip that badly. Oh my god.
Scooby Doo, Scooby Dooby Doo. Alright, they're probably upstairs. Great. Hopefully Ghost does not come and chase me, because that would suck right now. Please, Mr. Ghosty, don't murder me. Okay, that's 11, 10.
9.
Adam! Are you fucking kidding me? Okay. Not funny.
Dude, you're not gonna get me.
I'm good. It's Sad Boy. You changed your name?
Boy is happy now. Didn't want to be sad anymore.
Wait, wait. Crawl to the edge. Crawl to the edge. Crawl to the edge. Fuck yeah.
Now that was sexy.
Yeah.
Wait, why? Okay, that is not who we were leveling up, but she needs to be 20.
Oh, look at this. Look at this potato. Mashed potatoes.
Get the hell out of here.
What? He said, "You want to scare me, bitch? Bam, bam, bam. Like, what you gonna do? You gonna come out here? What the fuck did you say? Roll it back."
Brown right now. Like, are you trolling? Hey. Woo! Come on, come on, come on. Where's my lighter? Just listening to this song makes me want to use hand sanitizer, dude.
What is fun? What is? F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for you and me. N is for anything at any time at all down here in the deep blue sea. That's what fun is.
Did that one ship challenge, but it mule kicked me in the gut, bro. Oh man, don't do bean boozles.
Quite honestly, you know, it just shows.
Let's stick to the fiery hot. That was a little bit better.
There's a level of commitment that you have for your stream, which is commendable, but.
Bitch, I'm not here for this. Sister Shirley, control your girlfriend, Shirley. Control your girlfriend. She coming. Grandbaby, don't.
Oh, this is where I needed to go.
Leave no witness. Oh, so we gotta take out everybody. Get out. Hold up, are you naked? Oh. It look like he was butt naked.
Oh, and I'm working on a gift for you. Gift? The hotel. And
Yo, come to me. Like, hello? How did I get here? Are you serious? I'm scared. I'm scared of heights. I can't look down. I'm scared. Oh my God, I'm scared of heights. Stop. Oh my God, I'm scared of heights. Woo, I'm scared of heights. How do I get up here?
I don't like that one. There you go. Like a motherfucker.
Yup.
I'm lightheaded as fuck now.
There we go. Toilets like this. Toilets are this low, right? Right? We have to pull our underwear down, right? We have to like that. Just like this. This is how we have to use the bathroom in the public restroom, all right? This is the public restroom, okay? Public restroom. This is how we squat. No, I'm explaining to you. It looks like you're about to twerk.
Okay, I am back. Okay, I had to step away and gather myself because this stream is very emotional and it has my anxiety really, really high. Thanks for everyone who is lurking or just came in. We are discussing psychological or mental, emotional abuse and surviving being with a narcissist. Or if you have family members or deal with somebody on a constant basis who is a narcissist, who likes to gaslight and manipulate you, and just being able to call it for what it is, see it, notice it. If you don't notice it, or you know someone who's going through it and you feel like this information is needed for them, or you want to share your story, by all means, please. When I started this stream, I was talking about my ex and all the things that I had gone through with him, and far as in a relationship, and how him being my brother's best friend, or not even best friend, and not speaking to my brother for years, not due to this. Our falling out was completely different, and just now getting back in touch with my brother and having this Thanksgiving dinner that I put together for my mom's to go to my mom's to do, and he decides that he's going to bring this person and their family and the son that that my ex named. Gave them the middle name of the daughter that he denied ever existed from between us. And fact that I told my mother that we won't be coming, and instead of her validating or even questioning, well, why, what happened, what's going on, you know, why do you feel this way? He resorts to say, yes, you will. And then 5 minutes later, and these are text messages, 5 minutes later, send a text of, so when will you be bringing that turkey and what size is it? And then people, my siblings calling me and having somebody who's non-related call to say, well, I want to meet your husband and I want to see you because we haven't seen each other in years. And so you'll be there. And if I'm not, I'm just being petty. Oh, okay, well, I understand your feelings, but you're still coming. You don't have to worry about this person. They're not coming. And if they do decide to come, well, I'll make sure that they leave. Me and my family aren't going. I don't feel safe. I don't feel, even if they did go ahead and say, you know, he's really not coming, you know, I don't have anything to worry about. The fact that I had to get so worked up yesterday, so worked up, and I was worked up twice. Actually, 3 times. I got worked up 3 times, but the 2 times were the worst. And I had to take my Lamictal to calm my shit down because my anxiety had got so bad. My knees were cold. My muscles, my body just felt cold. Not cold like you're outside and you're freezing cold, but just like your body just feels cold. Not cold to touch, just cold. And I'm rocking and I'm crying and I'm just like, those emotions to go that high and then you come down and, you know, people are still not getting it. Why the fuck do I need to put myself in a situation after the fact instead of just, why did I have to get so worked up to be heard? Why couldn't have been no, or what's going on? Let me find out what's going on. Hold up. Let's take care of this. This is going to happen. My emotions were completely dismissed the whole entire fucking day. The whole entire fucking day from everybody. And even though I got the phone call from my sister, the person, my sister, the other person who called to convince me to go, my brother and his girlfriend, I just felt like I was being laughed at. Like they found it a joke. Oh, calm down. He's not going to be there. You have nothing to worry about. It's a joke. I'm not going. I'm not going to go somewhere where I'm not being respected. And it's just going to be a joke. So this will be another year for my mother to talk shit about how she paid for everything and she did everything, this, is, that, and the other. And it'll be 2 years that I'll have to say, well, the first year I almost died again because I had pneumonia and flu and I was in the hospital for 5 fucking days for throwing that shit in my fucking face. I almost died. And the next year that I decided to try to do this again, y'all motherfuckers decided y'all wanted to invite my abusive ass fucking ex, and I was just supposed to just smile, grin, and motherfucking bear it, and me and my husband go because we're happily married and we should just be perfectly fine. No. So that's a brief, catch up for everyone who's just joining and that. And after that incident yesterday, and I've been talking about it for years and years and years, I've been talking about it for 6 years, of doing a stream just like this one. And I think I'm going to do this more often because this is therapeutic. It's a lot. I'm starting to feel cold in my muscles, but I have my medicine here if I need to take it to bring me back down. But haven't needed to. I'm okay. I just needed to step away. But I'm not touching. I'm touching base more on narcissism now because it's starting to be more known and more recognized, but not enough people know and know how to recognize. A lot of people are still stuck in these relationships. A lot of people are like me who are still traumatized by a certain ex, or, and, you know, still going through it because of a parent like me, you know, and you're not alone. You're not alone. Remember, comment section is open if you want to share your story. I am not a therapist. I'm definitely not a therapist. So if you are in need of assistance, hold on. If you are in need of assistance, then please, please, please find a healthcare, a healthcare provider that can contact your insurance company. If you don't have insurance company, go to your nearest facility that that can help you. Going to an emergency room, and they can help you. I posted this link. It is a unalive prevention site thing, but they can also help as well with giving you pointing you in the right direction as well. Because for this, I have this site because I've been there in my life more times than the marks that are on my wrist. And especially dealing with someone with narcissistic personality, it's bad, and they can lead you to this road. As you know, I felt the need to go to, but we don't. We're strong. We're here. I wanted to do this video here, this short film for gaslighting, and discuss more on emotional and mental abuse. So I'm going to pull this up. I'm going to pause it, put it back to the beginning. Why is the audio not coming through? Can you guys not hear? Have you guys not been able to hear none of these videos this whole entire time? What in the hell? Let me see what's going on. I hope that this hasn't been acting up this whole entire time. Oh. It's not coming through. What the shit? Oh my goodness. I hope this hasn't been happening the whole entire stream.
Yes, please.
It was happening the whole
It
entire
smells amazing,
stream.
by the way.
Fuck.
Thanks. Wait till you taste it.
Is that your work?
Yeah. I did an exhibition at the V&A last year, and when it finished, I just kept it going at my house.
You're really talented.
Yeah, so people seem to say. Shall we? There you go.
Thank you.
Oh, so, how did that meeting go in the end?
Which meeting?
The only one I know about? The one I helped with the coffees?
Oh, right, yeah. It went great. They loved our pitch, and the coffees were a nice touch, so we got the deal.
Congrats. Glad I could help.
You know what? Working in marketing, I'm just so fascinated with human psychology. And it's funny to see how the smallest things make the biggest difference.
I feel the same way. It's like
Now
in
it's working.
photography, it's the little things. They're the only things that matter. Wow. Did you manage to get even more boxes?
Up,
Who
she
would've thought
moved
you
in.
have so much stuff?
I know, right? Well, you should have thought twice before asking me to move in with you. Hope you're not having second thoughts.
So I was thinking, as soon as you finish unpacking, let's go out and celebrate.
Oh, my friend Hannah from New York is in town, and I haven't seen her in 2 years, so we're going out for dinner tonight.
Really?
Here it
Today's
goes.
supposed
Here
to
it
be a
goes.
special day
Started.
for us.
Are you upset? I thought I mentioned it last week, and you were...
Yeah, I was really looking forward to taking you out tonight.
Here it goes. There it starts.
Let me cancel on Hannah, and you and I will go out and celebrate.
No, it's okay. Go have fun.
Hey. Mark, I'm really sorry. The last thing I want to do is hurt your feelings.
That passive aggressive shit.
You know what? I have an idea how to make it up to you. I'm so jealous. You know what? I really need to take some time off as well.
We should ask Mark to take you on vacation.
How's that going anyway? Oh, it's going great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm very happy. It's just sometimes we get into these silly arguments.
Like what?
Well, he got really angry the other day when he found that his favorite watch was broken. I don't know.
See that? Did y'all notice that?
Cleaning or something.
It's little shit like that. Did y'all see it? Let me go back for you. That's probably not even a behavior that she usually does. But being in a relationship with him.
Well, he got really angry the other day when he found that his favorite watch was broken. I don't know. Must have knocked it down while cleaning or something.
It's weird. Can you fix it?
I think so. It was just the wristband that was broken anyway. But he got so upset. He wouldn't talk to me for like 2 hours.
Silent treatment.
A bit of an overreaction,
I guess. Maybe it was my fault for insisting that I didn't break it. He said he was more upset about that than the actual watch.
Still, that's no reason to give you the silent treatment.
I think he's just stressed with work.
Hey. How's work?
Not great. We didn't get the project.
Aw, that's a shame.
It's the second account I lost this month. I really don't know what's happening with me lately.
Well, I've got some good news that just might cheer you up. I booked that huge Fendi account, so I'll be shooting in Paris next month.
That's awesome, babe.
Yeah, and that's not all. I've also been invited to this huge celebrity party tonight, and you are coming with me.
There's not. Do you want to come? No, it's you are like.
And stop working on the next project. It's in 2 weeks' time, and I'm.
Honey, listen. If I keep getting jobs like this, you don't have to.
You want to work anymore? You don't have to work
anymore. Plus, it's Friday. You really need to switch off. So come on, go get ready, and we'll head out.
So, hold on, I'm gonna pause this real quick. So, he's tired. She just came home from work. He just, not even listening to her day, her feelings, her emotions, or anything. And it's just like, it's all about me. I did this, and we are going and get dressed and let's go. Kind of similar, but a little bit different. My ex, which I'm glad when I got with my husband, I laid down a whole bunch of, I'm not going to accept this, is that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. When he would go to work, I would have to, if he didn't have the car and I had to pick him up. My mindset is I'm going to go pick him up and we're going to go home. I get there. He has promised whoever the fuck rides to go home. And me, all right, let's go. Where they gotta go, blah, 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 taking people home. In one instance of me doing that, this lady who, years ago, one of my pregnancies I had lost, this guy did the I'm going to work and never came back ever. And he ended up going back to or started dating this lady. Well, the lady who got in my car was that woman, which in all my life, there has never been a person that I actually literally wrote off and like killed them in my brain. That was that person who walked out. And it was right after my son's dad had passed. So Jalil was like, didn't call him dad, but he ran to the door expecting that it would be this guy. But he had left. So with my ex, and me going to go do that drive and it was her, it just like brought back a whole bunch of emotions and everything. I realized I didn't forgive this person, and I ended up forgiving them and was able to get past those emotions because it was a long time ago. It was like in 99 or 2000, so forget them. But having to go through that situation, I let my husband know before we even decided to date or whatever, like, please don't ever put me in a position to have to pick somebody up and take them home from work. If I'm coming to pick you up, I'm coming to pick you up and I'm taking you home. Do not put me in a situation because I'm not going to say no. So don't put me in a situation where I have to say yes or no, and I'm implied to say yes because I'm a nice person. So I'm letting you know right now, if I'm picking you up from work, I'm picking you up from work. Unless you let me know in advance and you ask me, how do I feel about such and such and such? Because when I'm ready to go home, I'm ready to go home. And he just did that situation to her.
I really do love you in that dress. Oh, by the way, try to take it easy on the alcohol tonight. I've noticed you've been drinking a lot more lately.
They're very subtle, very small things. And she's questioning herself.
There's going to be some important people at this party tonight. I just want to make sure things go well.
Sure, I'll do my best. You okay? Did I do something wrong? Mark? Mark? Just tell me where you're upset.
You're unbelievable.
Now, there's different forms of narcissism. Different, like, there's a lot, like, there's a bulk of signs and symptoms. There's a lot. But not just like when, like, there are different behaviors with Aspie children. So, like, my two that I have are not the same. They don't behave the same. They have certain quirks. They do walk on their toes. That's the telltale that you automatically know that this child is Aspie when they're walking on the balls of their feet and their heels are up. But narcissists are very different. So my narcissist alienated emotion and affection. That's what he did. Like, there was an alienation of affection. I can't explain it any other way. I already said he was a happy handser. He loved to love himself over, us being intimate. And there was a one incident I forgot to mention this, where I did mention the fact that I always thought that he was messing with the neighbor. You know, I don't smoke, and I smoke. I did smoke cigarettes, but he smoked marijuana. He smoked weed, so he would go over there to smoke. At one point, she would come here and they would smoke, and then it just gradually just transitioned to where he was always going next door to go smoke. Then it was like 11 o'clock. He was going over there and they go smoke. And the one time I went over there and all she had was this T-shirt on, like she didn't expect me to go over. And he went over there to go smoke or whatnot. This situation really does trigger me, even like now, as far as like the trust. Like I have a neighbor now who was like telling my husband, "Oh yeah, I have some weed if you want some of the society." Why is she telling you and why is she tell me and she has my number? No, we're not doing that. We're not even starting that one. But back to the ex. I was cleaning and I came across this notebook. And in this notebook, one front of the page was this story of I have this neighbor, gave the details of the complexion to the T, how he went over there to go smoke. And she was looking, details in her fineness and her thickness and just everything, and how she had this T-shirt on and blah blah blah. And I asked him about it, and I brought it to his attention. It was after we had split, so this is like sometime in 2018 when recollection is coming into play, and I'm starting to see things. And he says it was a story that he wrote to send into a porn magazine. You literally described our neighbor. So you had sex with her? Why does it have to be I had sex with her and not a story? Just because, however. Oh, and then this other story, this other one. It's funny, so I want y'all to laugh. It's funny, but it's not. It's funny because my dumbass fell for the shit. But I remember finding a condom wrapper. We don't use condoms. I can't remember where I found it. I think I found it in his pocket or something. And due to the fact that he likes to love himself constantly, he says that he used it on himself because a friend of ours told him that it feel I don't I was dumb. I was dumb. I was dumb. And when the thought came up when I was reading that it was for a porn site, I'm like, the shit that I fell for, and was just like, oh, okay, and just let it slide. Hell yeah. I was dumb as fuck.
Why? What happened?
You embarrassed me in front of everyone.
Like, why couldn't he say something last night?
Profile party. You knew how important it was for me. And all you could do was get smashed and flirt with every guy you saw.
Well, no, I didn't.
I'm not blind, Alicia. And everyone was laughing at you and how desperate you were for attention. It's pathetic.
I'm sorry, Mark. I can't even remember drinking that much.
Exactly. You can't even remember how much you drank. I'm sorry, but this is the last time I ever take you to a party.
I just don't get it. I mean, I did talk to people. Maybe I was flirting without realizing it.
What is happening with me, Sophie? I'm so confused.
Maybe you should speak to a therapist.
Speak to a therapist immediately.
Mark says that you've been acting strange for a few weeks now.
You talked to Mark?
Yeah. He called me asking for advice. He was very sweet. He's just concerned for you. Alicia?
That's another thing. Being friends with your family. Very sweet, very loving, very charming. I'm thinking of I'm just going to say it. I'm thinking of Ray, and I'm thinking of Mike. Mike, the older guy, he was 40. He's the one that had me thinking that the sky was purple and the clouds were green. He's the one that had me distancing myself from my family, distancing myself from my children. I had to, I spent so much time at his house. My house became neglected. My food went into his house. My food was not put into our house, my home. And he was charming. Everybody loved him. Everybody loved Mike. Yep.
Yeah, of course.
Are you okay?
No. Because now I can't talk to you anymore.
I'm fine.
I have to go. Wait.
That was his way of block. Now she can't talk to him. The only person she has, she can't talk to her friend. The only person she has is him. Now he's alienated her to just be around him.
Have you seen my hard drive? My presentation's on it.
I think I saw it on the desk.
Oh, got it. Thank you. Okay. I'm off. Wish me luck.
Good luck.
What did he do? What did he do?
Phone. Can you help me? I'm sorry. Oh God.
See? You knew you'd figure it out. Atta girl.
Okay, I'm off. Are you gonna be home tonight?
Yeah, I should be.
Cool. Okay. I'll see you tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Emptiness dries up inside. Heavy road falls down my pride, pushing me down. Merry-go-round. The same old wounds drip out.
Not answering his phone, not answering texts, disappeared.
Were you here before?
Either cheating or implying that he's cheating.
Please leave a message after the tone.
I don't see, I don't know how we got
Where you been?
I was just out with some friends. Why? Something happened? Have you been drinking again?
Why are you ignoring my phone calls? I called and texted you like 100 times. You don't give a shit about whether I'm worried sick.
Honey, how many times have I told you to lay off the alcohol?
Switching everything around on her. Don't answer the question.
My
Just slip everything
presentation,
around.
it was a disaster.
Oh, so what? It's just a presentation.
They fired me, Mark.
Oh, no. That's terrible news. I'm so sorry, hon. You know what you should do? You should get some rest and go to bed. We can just talk through it in the morning.
Dismissive.
You don't remember, do you, honey? Have you been taking those pills that Dr. Rogers prescribed to you?
Sometimes those pills have you walking around like a zombie just so you can be controlled by the person who's controlling you.
Alicia, you need to keep taking those pills. You're not well.
So when I was on medication, and I was on Abilify. And I don't know, when I was on it, I was talking more. And I would question things. And when I would start talking back, basically, old dude would be like, "Did you take your medicine? Did you take your medicine? You must not have took your medicine. You must not have took your medicine." And I'm like, "I did. And what is the point? What's the point? You know, what I said was what I said or whatnot." And I ended up realizing like medicine kind of had me like zombified or whatnot. Like, I don't want to take this medicine anymore because I need my head cleared. And when my head clear and really seeing things for how they were, eventually I was able to walk away because when I say sky is purple, can you imagine being with somebody and they had and you're practically living at their house. Like I never went through his closets or his drawers. I'd pack my stuff, bring my stuff, keep it in the bag that I would have it in and put it in the bottom of the closet. Things like that. I never had a drawer or anything. And at the time, it was like a flippity flop going after 2.5 years of us being together. This other woman ended up getting into the picture and she was there and still there. They're still together to this day. You know, we planned a pregnancy together, got pregnant, and I don't know, I noticed that there was a jewelry box on the dresser that had never been there before. And usually, like I said, I don't be all up in his stuff or anything and that, and just something was just like, pay attention, just look and pay attention. And I looked inside the jewelry box and seen a necklace that said mom on it. And my brain is still saying, pay attention, pay attention. So I open up the closet and it's fuller than usual. There's clothes on the top shelf and it's a lot. And then I'm looking and there's shoes and there's not girl shoes because she wears, you know, she was wearing New Balances or whatnot. But just things didn't look right. And then I looked in the bottom drawers and like I'm putting everything together and it was her stuff. and still under the influence of this person. Out of all the losses that I've had, that's why I say I've only had 9 losses. I've had 8 losses in one term. I regret it, but I let that person, if you do this, we'll work on our relationship. I promise you, it's not the right time. I messed up. Even to the point having her come and grab all of her stuff out of the house. Like, the period of being with a narcissist. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah.
It's getting worse.
Message 1.
Where have you been?
Jesus. You been drinking again?
You ignoring my phone calls? I call and text you like 100 times, but you don't give a shit about what
Oh, stop it, Alicia. Just look at yourself. You're so pathetic.
They fired me, Mark.
To be honest, I don't blame them. You're useless. Any sign of trouble and it's straight to the bottle. You're just an alcoholic.
No, I'm not.
I'm just being honest. But you could never handle honesty, could you?
You don't mean that. You don't mean
I don't
that.
think you
You
deserve
don't
it to
mean
begin
that.
with. Now, look what you've done. You ruined my floor.
I don't care about your floor.
Clean it. Now!
Good thing she had that recording.
Emptiness dries up and
Good thing she had that recording. Now her friend knows. But like he was gaslighting the whole situation. And then I like how the fact that they actually turned back and went back to that night to what actually really happened and not what she perceived happened. Because that does happen too, because they're so good at manipulation and gaslighting you that you begin to believe that the reality is the reality that they tell you or that they have you believing. So that was a lot. When is this? This was 3 years ago. Oh, I like this. There's a guide to begin self-belief. We'll move that to the very end of
I know
everything.
my truth.
No.
This meditation is here to ground you.
No, stop.
To empower you. And to
Shut up. I'm not there yet. All right. Watch this one. This one. This is the one that I was looking at.
Hey there, welcome back to a brand new Psych2Go video. Today's video is brought to you in collaboration with Melanie Tanya Evans from MTE. Many people are not sure whether or not they're suffering from narcissistic abuse. Cognitive dissonance and the confusion that goes with abuse can have a lot to do with this. This is exactly what today's video is all about: the awareness and solutions to empower you up and out of narcissistic abuse. Please know this video is about absolutely any narcissist in your life. All the signs apply to any toxic relationship such as a spouse, lover, family member, neighbor, or friend, anyone. So without further ado, here are 8 signs to know that you are suffering narcissistic abuse. 1. Your relationship is not kind, caring, or sane. Toxic relationships can be very confusing at times, making it difficult to know who is who in the zoo. This happens because a toxic person will spin it back on you, blame you, and will not be accountable. Remember, if someone hurts you and is not capable of a genuine apology, and you keep hanging out with this person, they'll continue to hurt you. They'll never be remorseful and of course will continue the same behavior. The truth is, people either have a decent character or they don't. You can't change them for who they are. People like this simply do not have the resources to grant us a healthy, loving, and happy life, but we do. 2. You're dealing with immature behavior and give up pieces of yourself to comply. A hallmark of narcissistic relationships is the person gets bent out of shape on hairline triggers that mature adults just don't get upset about. Also, they believe they're entitled to and expect preferential treatment, and can be nasty, demanding, punishing, and even explosive if they don't receive it. Are there things that you would normally be free to talk about to anyone, but the same topic may be unacceptable or risky with this particular person? And why do you feel so? Maybe if this person doesn't get their own way, they'll abandon you or threaten to leave you. And again, you start doing things outside of your comfort and value systems to stop this from happening. 3. You're angry, disjointed, and are behaving in ways that you normally don't. This is an important question. How do you feel with this person in relation to everyday dealings with other people? If you know you have integrity, can listen, have empathy, are capable of having sane conversations, and get along with most people in your life, and yet there's this person who brings out the worst in you. This is generally because your boundaries are being violated, and the normal modes of human operations don't stand. The circular arguments you're having make your head spin because they go around and round on unrelated tangents, points that make no sense. Narcissists state how disloyal your accusations of them are when confronted, or they argue with you to manipulate you into something unwholesome. 4. You find yourself trying to prove that you're a good person. Because the narcissist is regularly accusing you of all the things that they are and do, such as lacking integrity and love and care for people, being unfaithful, lying, making it all about yourself, wanting to use people for your own gain and more, naturally, you'll be incensed and try extremely hard to prove and convince them otherwise. This is another deadly hook that narcissists can get you enmeshed with them on. If you believe that your integrity, character, well-being, and safety is dependent on what other people think of you, then you're susceptible to this narcissistic behavior.
And that, hold on, that, let's go back to those before that. Hold on.
Your well-being and safety is dependent.
Those. So going to the incident that happened yesterday and the cookout that's that's going to happen on Saturday. My integrity, my character, my well-being and safety, definitely my well-being and safety are not being taken in consideration. The integrity, I think that's where you feel like you got to apologize, and I think that's what she said. But it's not. And if I was to go, I would be tossing all this aside just to make them happy, just so I'm not talked about or having to deal with, which I'm going to get the silent treatment from my mother. Or she's going to say something smart. Like, so next week when I don't go, I will give my happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And I'm pretty sure that there's going to be comments and all that other stuff. And you can best believe that I'll be taking screenshots of that shit. And you guys can see that on one of the social sites because, yeah.
Dependent on what other people think of you, then you're susceptible to this narcissistic behavior. 5. You are mopping up the messes. Being connected with a narcissist has lots of drama, rough edges, and quite frankly means that disasters are always looming. Narcissists usually aren't good with detail, accountability, or sensibility. They fly high, seeking narcissistic supply and acclaim with little to no thought for doing the right thing. If your life is connected with one of these people, it's usual that you will be paying their fines, sorting out their messes and dramas, and even lying for them to cover their tracks.
Yep.
It's like this analogy. As you're watering their back lawn trying to keep it green, yours gets parched and turns brown and dies. This is how narcissists roll, and this is what happens to the sensible, well-meaning, responsible people who narcissists like to recruit into their lives. By walking away from people like this, we can heal and restart our life with self-responsibility. 6. Your boundaries are being disintegrated. It's extremely common for people with poor boundaries to get involved with narcissists. Do you find it difficult to speak up, stand up for yourself, or hold boundaries with this particular person? And when you try to do so, are you often criticized, rejected, abandoned, or punished? You're likely dealing with a narcissist. As a result of that, you try to minimize the trauma and mayhem that breaks out by giving up on trying to assert your needs. Or maybe because you've dissolved into so many feelings of powerlessness, helplessness, and despair that you find yourself begging or pleading for your boundaries to be respected. Discovering that the narcissist has zero empathy for you and won't comply, it takes you down into an even deeper place of helplessness. 7. You feel addicted, disjointed, and manic. A perverse addiction happens with narcissists. This is also known as trauma bonding. To find out more, you can check out the links in the description. Do you feel
never heard
manic
that
and unable
before.
to stop trying to contact or hook back up with a narcissist? Even when you know how much you continually get hurt by doing so? We can be horrified by how addicted we are to someone who treats us so terribly. It just doesn't make logical sense. It is, of course, very serious when it gets to a stage where we simply can't talk ourselves out of doing the actions that we know are putting ourselves back into the fire to get burnt again. And 8, you're suffering from abuse symptoms. Things are now very serious. When your emotional inner being has been screaming out for our attention and we haven't as yet pulled away and turned inwards to heal, then we start breaking down physically as well. It's likely that anxiety and depression and even greater issues like fibromyalgia, adrenal issues, PTSD, and agoraphobia start to develop. You lose interest in the activities, people, and self-care that used to grant you energy, as the toxic person in your life takes up more and more of your energy and focus. The shame and pain become so great that we may start hiding out from the world, lying to people, covering up, and feeling even more isolated in our traumatic feelings and symptoms. This is when we have to ask ourselves, how bad does it have to get before we awaken to the truth? There are varying degrees of narcissism, and there are also people who can just be clueless and selfish, but not necessarily afflicted with narcissistic personality disorder. If someone in your life does not share your values and doesn't care for your feelings, then this is not a healthy relationship for you. As soon as we try changing other people, it's time to pull away and say to ourselves and them, this is who I am and what I need for us to continue. We may lose a lot by leaving, as many of us have. However, by leaving, we can achieve the greatest gain. Finally turning inwards to integrate with ourselves so that we're in a position of wholeness and can be in control of our choices and have the power to look after ourselves and create a happy, healthy, and truly loving life. Do you relate to any of these signs? If you do, what do you plan to do next? Let us know in the comments below. Again, this video was brought to you by Melanie Tanya Evans from MTE.
I hope that was helpful. Let's see, I got some videos on recovering. This was a pretty good one too. Let's go over to this. I'm going to subscribe to them. I like their videos. I'm going to actually sit and watch a couple more of their videos on my own. 8 signs is trauma bond, not love. I don't want to. Let me see what this is. I would like to see what that is.
There has been a huge decline in mental health around the world, which is why we're so committed to creating more content than we ever have. Thanks for being a part of our journey. Do you know what it means to have a trauma bond with someone? Most people would wrongly assume that this means bonding with someone over shared trauma, but actually, trauma bonding is a defining characteristic of many toxic and abusive relationships, and it's often the main reason why we might find ourselves unable to leave them. A trauma bond refers to the deep emotional attachment one might feel towards their abuser, and it's more likely to develop in those who have a history of abuse, exploitation, or emotional codependency in their past relationships. Trauma bonds can easily be mistaken for feelings of love and commitment towards another person. So with that said, here are some signs to look out for that tell you if it's not actually love that you're experiencing, but a trauma bond. Number 1, the other person is outwardly charming. Of course, if given the choice, no one would willingly choose to pursue a relationship with someone who acts abusive towards them. The problem is, however, that toxic relationships don't start out that way. And it's usually only when you've already experienced the abuse that you start to realize something is wrong. You might develop a trauma bond with someone if they are outwardly charming, sweet, caring, and seem trustworthy to you. But don't be fooled. There might be something more sinister lurking beneath it all. Number 2, they are emotionally unpredictable. You might be asking yourself, why don't people just leave the relationships once they realize that it's unhealthy for them? But the trouble is, it's a lot harder to spot trauma bonding when it's up close and personal, compared to if you just saw it happening to someone else. This is because abusive partners can often be emotionally manipulative too. They might abuse you and devalue you only to shower you with kindness, apologies, and promises to change the next day. This serves as positive reinforcement to make you second guess any thoughts you might have of leaving them. Number 3, they tend to take their problems out on you. Think back to the last time this partner, friend, or family member heard some bad news or encountered a problem. How do they usually deal with it? Do they often lash out, take it out on you, even when you've done nothing wrong? They could be keeping you around as their psychological punching bag, and you deserve better than that. Number 4, they isolate you from your loved ones. Some people might think it's sweet to have someone who wants them all to themselves and gets jealous of those you spend your time with. But there's a difference between loving someone so much you want them around all the time and actively working to isolate them from the other important relationships in their lives. Does this person get mad at you for spending time with anyone who isn't them? Do they try to control who you're with or ask you to distance yourself from your friends and family? If the answer is yes, then that's as clear a red flag as any. Number 5, you deny or minimize their abusive behavior. Now, let's look at all the ways the trauma bond might affect you and your behavior. Oftentimes, the most telling sign that you're in a destructive relationship is if you find yourself constantly trying to deny or minimize the other person's wrongdoings. We look past all their mistreatment towards us and minimize the abuse by saying things like, oh, it's not that bad, really. Or, I don't mind it, because in the moment, it's easier for us to just brush it off instead of confronting what might be a terrible, harsh reality, that the person you're with is abusing you. Number 6, you constantly make excuses for them. The moment you can no longer deny or minimize what the other person has done, and a family member or friend says something like, what they did to you is not okay, don't let them treat you like that, you're still most likely going to try to make excuses for them and come to their defense. At times, you might even find yourself feeling like you deserve their mistreatment. Once you start thinking like this, that is a critical sign that you are in a trauma bond and not a loving relationship. Number 7, you're becoming more and more emotionally numb. Have you noticed yourself feeling less and less lately? Like you're detached and emotionally numb? You might be feeling this way because subconsciously it's your mind's way of coping with all of the abuse that it's had to deal with from the person you're trauma bonded to. You can't take any more pain, fear, anger, or heartache. So instead, you close yourself off from all of your emotions. You're not as vibrant, talkative, or expressive as you used to be, and they're the reason why. And number 8, you're hiding aspects of your relationship from others. Finally, but perhaps most importantly, if you start to hide certain aspects of your relationship from those around you, then you know that there's definitely something wrong. Because why else would you actively try to cover up how bad things are getting between you two? Loyalty towards an abusive significant other is a hallmark of trauma bonding. So you might find yourself becoming defensive or even angered by other people's attempts to intervene in your relationship and help you. Do you relate to any of the things we've mentioned here? If you or anyone you know is trapped in a trauma bond with someone abusive, don't hesitate to speak out and seek professional help today. And if you need to, get in touch with authorities who can help you too. Did you find this video valuable? Tell us in the comments below. Please.
I didn't know about trauma bonding. I knew about love bombing, but not trauma bonding. That was some good information to know. I hope that was helpful for you guys too. That was very helpful. I am definitely going to come back to it's Psych to Go. Yeah. See if I can just go to their. I'm going to put this link in the comment section for whoever's interested to go back and look for themselves. To go. Because that was, I like that. Okay. Yeah. Now to, let's see what we can really need. Hold on. Oh, yeah, this is the video I wanted. How to heal from. Subscribe to this guy too. I thought I did already.
Hello, I'm Dr. David Hawkes, Director of the Marriage Recovery Center, and I want to just walk you through our approach to this complex topic of narcissistic and emotional abuse, and think through with you the idea of a comprehensive approach to healing. We come from the perspective at the Marriage Recovery Center that most couples experiencing either side of this issue, meaning either they are victims of narcissistic and emotional abuse or they're perpetrators of narcissistic and emotional abuse. But what we have found is that most couples have a desire to stay together. They want, through incredible odds, to find a path of healing. And so it is with that orientation that we help couples discover whether there is a path to healing. And there isn't always, but there is often a path to healing. All right, what does that mean? That means that, first of all, any clinician, any professional who is facing this issue of narcissistic and emotional abuse needs to be well read on the topic. They need to have experience with it. Because covert abuse, for example, covert emotional abuse, it can be very subtle and it's hard to see, but it is not hard to experience. I wrote in an earlier book, dealing with the crazy makers in your life, I wrote one of the simplest definitions of crazy making or a crazy maker is that you feel crazy. Subtle, covert emotional abuse makes you feel kind of crazy. Back to the idea of a path to healing, a comprehensive approach to healing has got to involve the victim of narcissistic and emotional abuse finding her own recovery from the trauma, taking responsibility for her recovery from that trauma. And it often means that she's got to be out of that relationship to some extent. Perhaps it's a brief time apart. Perhaps it's an emotional time apart. Perhaps it's a radical time apart where she gets very specific help, very specific healing from the trauma that she's experienced. Concurrently, or perhaps even first and foremost, now she's probably already done a lot of healing, but he needs to be in a healing program. He needs to be in a program where he's confronted with this narcissistic and emotional abuse, where he's being confronted with this avoidance of responsibility, this misplaced responsibility that the victim feels, the blame shifting, rationalization, justification, crazy making, not being able to deal with any kind of criticism, this thin-skinned sense that he has. And so she can't bring an issue to him without him erupting and him making the issue bigger than the concerns that she has brought to him. So both have a healing path. And so we at the Marriage Recovery Center, we have a healing journey for her and we have a healing path for him. And they're quite separate. There's overlaps, of course, but as she embarks on her own healing, as he embarks on his own healing, And if there is growth through accountability and confrontation and good cognitive behavioral counseling and emotion management and interpersonal effectiveness and learning how to tolerate distress and all the kinds of skills that we teach in our program, if he makes progress and if she has the space to heal from her trauma, and as she learns skills, then at the right time and with significant discretion, we bring them together for couples counseling. But again, I must emphasize this has got to be done at the right time, and the right way, with the right person. There has to be a readiness for counseling, and there are many, many tools and skills that are needed to be ready for couples counseling, so we don't take that lightly. So she is involved in her own counseling, trauma recovery, helping her to identify her codependent patterns and naming those and changing those, him dealing with his emotional abuse and his patterns of dysfunctional behavior, which there are often many, recovering from those and becoming healthy individuals. Then at the right time in the right way, we bring them together and they are perhaps ready for couples counseling. Then they both learn and advance in their communication skills, their conflict resolution skills, and so on, after they've done their individual work. We have seen much success with our comprehensive program. And so if you find yourself in a relationship fraught with narcissistic and emotional abuse, and yet in that challenging place, you still find that you care about him, you care about the marriage, you care about this relationship, and you'd like to see if it can stay together, we have the skills and the experience.
This one seems
to
like he's
help you discover
advertising.
whether that is possible. And if it is possible, we will guide you very skillfully, very specifically, very methodically.
I'm going to switch to this one. That was not the video I thought it was.
Hi, I'm Charmin Kimbrough, a relationship here with the Marriage Recovery Center, to talk today about the victims of narcissistic and emotional abuse. I'd like to briefly describe some of the common characteristics that you'll find among those who have suffered at the hands of oppressive people, but focus more on a few of the tools that you can use to begin to break free and to heal from the effects of narcissistic and emotional abuse. You've probably heard us give this definition before, but here again is how we define emotional abuse. It is an ongoing pattern of selfish, destructive behaviors used to gain and maintain control over others for one's own benefit at the expense of those others. Underlying this pattern of behavior is a strong sense of entitlement to use others regardless of the cost to them. And it carries with it a very locked worldview that does not accept the perceptions or experiences of others as having any truth or validity unless it fits into their narrative. Most often, I believe narcissistic and emotional abuse to be very covert, sneaky, unsettling, and insidious. I know those are really big words, but when you work in this industry long enough, you get to see that oftentimes people will be in these kinds of relationships for decades before they begin to recognize the destructiveness that they've had to endure. That tells you how covert it often is. It may help to think of emotional abuse as a comprehensive assault. It is an assault on the identity, worth, and value of a person. It is an assault on their perception of reality. It is an assault that uses anger and conflict as weaponry to silence people into obedience. It is an assault on the freedom and autonomy of other people. and it leaves no room for a victim to show up, bring herself to the table, so to speak, or to connect from a place of authenticity. There is relational coercion at every turn when she acts out of her own sense of self, her own ideas, thinking, perceptions. She is opposed, fought against, constrained, silenced. As long as what she wants coincides with what he wants, things may look fairly peaceful. But the second anything she does or says or believes conflicts with what he had in mind, she is again coerced into becoming who he defines to fit his agenda. She's been taught to question her own reality, constantly wondering if she's seeing this right or if she's the crazy one. She questions her own needs, having been repeatedly told that she's simply too sensitive, and if she just stopped being so picky or judgmental or
you guys ever heard that?
overthinking everything, all of this would be fine. She's trained to believe that any neediness is wrong and that she has no right to ask for anything, including asking for being treated with kindness and courtesy. He is easily offended by every concern she brings up. It's her expectations, her feelings, her standards that are the issue, not him being a jerk. And then he will use anger again as a weapon to get what he wants. She ends up believing that if she could just figure it out and get it right, there wouldn't be a problem. She wouldn't be a problem. There's also spiritual coercion. I see men who use the Bible as a weapon to corral and coerce their wives to be who he
My mom is that type of person.
should be, claiming authority over her to make decisions about every aspect of her life. He will shame her into sitting down, shutting up, and doing what she is told under the guise of respect and submission. She is commonly taught the message that being a godly wife looks like forgiving more, enduring more, praying more, and letting God step in to convict him, with her only recourse to any of the abuse is just to move out of God's way, most often translated into retreating to her corner in silence. Very rarely is a woman allowed by the church to speak out against the bad behavior of her husband. Love becomes a picture of oppression. It becomes a duty that is demanded of her. It is a checklist that must be followed in order to be loved and accepted. This is the sustenance of codependency and addiction to protective, self-protective people-pleasing. There's also physical and sexual coercion. Physical coercion includes both the behavior demanded of her and the physical effects that she experiences as a result of the trauma of her treatment. In other words, a victim is demanded to submit, which is translated obey, to a box of the abuser's making, allowed to dress or act or interact or respond or show up within the tolerances that he defines and allows. There's coercion from that angle. And then there's also the coercion, the effect of the physical toll on the women's body that comes with constantly capitulating to the demands. It's literally physical disease and ailments resulting from the ongoing stress, the ongoing panic, the ongoing emotional neglect and betrayal. There is a very high correlation between chronic debilitating ailments and narcissistic and emotional abuse. PTSD, CPTSD, Crohn's disease, diabetes, susceptibility to mold or other environmental toxins, Lyme disease, heart problems, skin and hair issues, etc. The price paid for abuse is huge. Regarding sex, there is dissonance in what we're taught and what we see happening and excused and promoted within the church. We're taught about sexual purity in the same environment where sexual distortion, sexual abuse, and infidelity is largely ignored or hidden. We're also told that anything goes in marriage. But when the couple's expectations of or expressions of sexuality are at odds, she loses every time. Oppression is carried over into the bedroom where it becomes abuse, rape, non-consensual sex, and shame. He acts as if he's entitled to sex, that he will die without it. He owns her. Her body is not her own, and he can find a scripture to back that up. Regardless of the chaos she is emotionally experiencing in the relationship. It is not a wife's job to manage her husband's sexuality, but he makes it so. He passes the weight of responsibility onto her to take care of him. Scripture is then abused to demand sex without owning the responsibility to cultivate the environment in which she can sexually respond out of her own free will. We see men use physical force to take what they want, to shame and blame her into sexually engaging with him regardless of the environment he creates. And then if she does not give in to his coercion, she pays the price through silent treatment, through anger and retribution that often gets acted out in multiple infidelity, affairs, pornography. Her dissonance is compounded when his physical touch is also used violently, either withheld altogether or to cause fear and pain and harm. Instead of becoming a bonding experience, sex becomes another weapon against her heart. Every aspect of the relationship is impacted by the sin of someone who acts as if he is God, gets to make the rules, and has no accountability or consequences when he harms someone else. Sin always leads to death. Death of desire, love, sexuality, emotions, friendship, connection, death.
I'm waiting for her to get to the point.
For better or for worse, however, does not mean you must stay when he turns into a monster who destroys. So let's look at how you can become set free of this and find
That's what I want.
First of all, healing requires getting out of your own denial of what is happening and giving yourself permission to think and act outside of the box you've been in. Resilience is not how far you bounce when you hit the floor. It's how creatively you take what you've got left to work with and make something of it. This will also mean reevaluating what you are using to measure what is good and right and true. If your measuring stick, for example, is still how others respond to you, you will always be driven and tossed by their brokenness. We want to learn how to use our own authenticity grounded in God as our measuring stick. If you've been systematically silenced, given little to no room to speak your concerns, hopes, or opinions, you will have to learn to find your voice again and give words to your thoughts and feelings. In other words, your healing is going to require first identifying where you've lost your sense of personhood, beginning with the ability to speak for yourself. Here are some simple questions to journal to start rebuilding your internal foundation, your internal authentic foundation. What is it you need to say that you've been unable to? What have you been told to think, feel, and do, and how is that different than what you believe instead? What are the opinions, thoughts, hopes, and desires that you've had to silence and dismiss? Reclaim them. Write them down. You are your own person with your own life to account for and God-given talents to leave his mark on the world. Your thoughts, dreams, hopes, aspirations, perspective, and reasoning are your own, and that is what you're going to account to God for someday. And he is the only being that has the power and authority to define you. Rebuild your ability to walk in what he has designed, created, and called you for. Quietly detach from your abusive spouse. This does not mean that you have to separate or divorce. I'm talking in terms of emotional space, which might mean to separate or divorce if you are totally unable to build safety into your current environment. But by quietly detach, I mean emotionally from the lies being spoken over you, from the coercion to think like him or agree with him or to take on his beliefs as yours if they are not. The most important first step is putting boundaries in your own head. These are, in my opinion, the most important boundaries. You know, we talk about boundaries being those things you put into your life that keep you on the road you want to be on. So the most important ones are the ones in your own head, because we are the only ones who get to decide what rolls around in our gray matter. If it isn't good, right, or true, do not give it space in your head. Make room to clear your head of the confusion and the fear. Untangle the scripts you've learned to live by, and give yourself permission to disengage from the destructive interactions. Not just with your spouse, but with yourself too, the destructive interactions in your own head, and also with anyone. Give yourself permission to disengage. Be very discerning about who or what you listen to or give room in your head to, and who you engage with, so that you are carefully stepping on solid ground as you navigate the chaos around you. This includes letting him own his own healing process as well. Part of detaching includes no longer being in his head, thinking for him, managing his behavior, or rescuing him from the consequences of his destructive behavior, even in your own head. As long as you are driving his bus, he doesn't have to do anything, and there will be no chance of him growing up and learning if he doesn't do his own work. So detach from that. Also, begin to practice discernment. You will also need to be very discerning about what your own church, your friends, your family are saying to you. They may be well-meaning, but steeped in complacency or toxic theology that defies the heart of God. They may be well-meaning, but not understanding the hidden issues. They seek to smooth over whatever the symptoms are that they can see, but without discernment, and you end up being even more deeply hurt. Don't allow yourself to just be spoon-fed by the people around you who don't really see what is going on. Seek what is true and let the voice of God in you help confirm what is true. So guard your own heart. It is the wellspring of your life, and you cannot love well if you are not well. So be discerning, grieve well, proactively choose your next steps, not according to what any other person, your husband, or your church tells you, but what God directs you to do or to be. The overriding key that I hope you're hearing here is you've got to keep your eyes on God and allow his voice to be loud in you. Your hope, your
I always say the
meaning,
universe.
your purpose is found in him, not in the desperation for the relationship or
I always say in the universe. Um, it's hard to heal after being in dealing with any form of trauma. But I found in my lifetime that because I've been in physically abusive relationships and then dealing with the psychological, emotional relationships. They're both bad. I just find that physical abuse, the bruises heal. They do heal. You can't see it. Like people can see, oh, so and so busted your eye open. Oh no, I walked into a cabinet. No, what the heck? You know, people respond when they actually are seeing physical abuse. But when it is internal and you're expressing that, hey, I'm being abused, people aren't taking it into consideration. They don't see it, they don't believe it. And it's harder to heal from. Even with going through therapy, it's harder to heal from. But you're going to therapy, and just be honest with everything that's going on with you. And I did take notes and I had to like really write letters to myself on who I am and what type of person I am and what do I like and what do I want for myself and out of my life. And to like try to turn around all the negative that I told myself or that I've heard throughout my life. It's a lot, but I'm hoping that this this stream was insightful and informative. I will be watching more videos silently, like alone, and taking more notes and stuff because I want to touch base on this subject again. It felt really good to talk about this and actually pull off and have a stream that touch base around this because nobody talks about it. Not too many people know about it. A lot of people struggle silently by themselves dealing with it. You know, there is help. There are others who have gone through the same thing or are still going through the same thing. If you see these signs, take them for what they are. And I always say, run away. Run away. I refuse to be in another narcissistic relationship. That's why me and my husband, he ain't going nowhere. He has no choice. He has no choice. But I hope these videos were very helpful. I am going to close out of my stream an hour early because this was a lot to quiet. This was a lot to actually go through, and I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I didn't decide not to, but I need to go and gather myself because this is a huge topic. It's a lot. When I say it's a lot, it's a lot. It's very draining. And I did send my therapist the screenshots of those messages from yesterday, and she's pulling me into an emergency meeting tomorrow. So I'll be talking to her tomorrow about all of this stuff. Stop. Oh, come on. Come on. Turn that off. I do appreciate you. What happened to my thing? You guys coming through. I want to thank my mods, Splat, Phenom, as well as Clove for hanging out. Everybody who lurked, I really, really appreciate it. Once again, I hope this stream was informative, insightful. Add it to your list if you want to watch it over again. Share it to others who are going through this. And you can hit me up on my socials and share your thoughts on how you thought about the stream. Holy cow. But I will see you guys on Friday.